Hi there! Today we're going to take a look at function expressions. So, what are they? Well, they are a way to define functions using a variable declaration and assigning a value of a function. This is possible because in JavaScript, functions are considered first-class citizens, which means they're treated as values. So one of the perks of that is that you can assign a function to a variable. Now, in a function expression, you can use a function declaration or even an anonymous function declaration. So the function could be unnamed. And you can also pass in an arrow function. And the last thing to know is that function expressions are not hoisted. So how would we write one? Well, we can write a variable declaration like const myfunc and then assign it to a function declaration. Then you could call the function. Now, if we remove the logger keyword and then we hit save, you'll see that this would also work. Finally, we can convert this to an arrow function. And then if we hit save, you'll see that it also works as well. Okay, on to some theoretical questions. So you might be asked what a function expression is. And as we mentioned earlier, they are a way to define functions using a variable declaration and assigning the value to a function. It can be a function declaration, it can be anonymous, and it can also be an arrow function. You might be asked why you would want to use a function expression versus a function declaration. So function expressions can be a lot cleaner of an approach, especially when we use arrow functions. And in cases of single line functions, we don't need to add brackets for the body or a return keyword. Lastly, you might be asked about hoisting in relation to a function expression. So because functions are first-class citizens and they behave the same way as other variables, the function expression itself will not be hoisted. The actual variable declaration will be hoisted and the expression will not. Okay, on to some coding questions. So you might be asked a question where you'll be asked what the output will be of this code snippet. And so it's interesting here because we know that a variable declaration gets hoisted, and we also know that a standalone function declaration gets hoisted. But because the function declaration is stored in a variable, it does not get hoisted, and we would receive a reference error like we got in the const and let videos. Additionally, you might be asked to convert a function declaration into a function expression. You might be asked to specifically use an arrow function. So over here we have a multiplier function that's declared. What we can do is assign a variable called multiplier, then use an arrow function to add parameters. Then we'll add our arrow, and we don't need to use brackets or a return keyword for this example. Just multiply x and y together. All right, that covers today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found the video helpful, and I look forward to making the next one.